Hey guys, today our Bible story is about a person named Hannah. Everybody say Hannah.
Hannah.
She showed her gratefulness to God by giving. Hannah was a very religious woman. So that just means that Hannah loved God with her whole heart. Hannah always tried to serve God and obey all of His commandments. Year after year after year. Everybody needs to be quiet. Year after year, Hannah and her husband would go way up to this town called Shiloh. Everybody say Shiloh.
Shiloh.
We would go to this town called Shiloh, and at Shiloh there was a temple. And at this temple, they would praise God and worship Him. They would also give Him offerings. So every year she went up to this temple. But you know what? Hannah had a problem. She could not have kids. She was not able to have any children. And this made her very, very sad. She loved kids and she wanted so bad to have a son. But she couldn't. Every year on this trip up to Shiloh, a family member used to make fun of her. They would pick on her and tease her and bully her just because she couldn't have a kid. Now, don't raise your hand, but think of a time when someone has ever picked on you. Don't raise your hand, just think about it. Think of a time when somebody was mean to you. That didn't make you feel really good, did it? No, that hurt your feelings. Well, that's how Hannah felt. Hannah's feelings were hurt. She didn't like being picked on. She didn't like being made fun of. And it was something that was so sad for her because she really, really wanted a son. Sometimes she was so sad, guess what? She didn't even eat. Sometimes she was so sad that she could not even eat. Well, Hannah cried. Hannah got to the temple and she cried and she cried and she begged God and said, God, please, please, if you just give me a son, if you would just give me a baby, I would give him back to you. I would be so grateful that I would give you my son. He could serve in the temple all of the days of his life. He would serve the Lord. She was so grateful that she would give her son back. What could we give God to tell Him that we are grateful, guys? Raise your hand. What could we give God to tell Him that we are grateful?
$1,000.
$1,000. Well, if we had $1,000, we could do that, right? What else? Your life. That's a good one.
$1 million.
$1 million. So we could give God our tithes, right? Our offerings. What else?
How about $30 million?
Yep, you could give Him your heart. Maybe, what we could do is we could give Him our offerings and our tithes. We could give Him our praise, right? We could praise God. That's what we did earlier in worship. We praised Him. We sang to Him. We clapped to Him. What about just giving thanks? God likes it just when we say thank you. That's something that we can give to God is just saying thanks. Eli the priest Braden came to me to talk to me because I was crying and I was so sad.
He told me to stop drinking my grape juice and leave.
That's what he told me. He thought I was drunk. He said that I had drank too much grape juice. Sir, I have not drank too much grape juice. I'm sad. Sir, I'm so sad because I can't have a son. And I just want children. My heart is hurting. Please, God, please.
Go and eat, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him.
He told me, the priest, he told me something that I never thought I would hear. He told me to go in peace. The God of Israel, my God, was going to give me a son. He told me that. Thank you, I will go. I will. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that God has left me. I left the temple so much happier than when I had arrived. I left the temple and went home to be with my husband in our town. And when I was home, God has blessed me. A year later, God has given me a son, a child. God has given me a son. I was so happy. I did something like this.